Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Venator Trading 10K to $2 million funding challenge. Glad you guys are here. Welcome in. It is Monday, October the 23rd, 7 a.m. New York time. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you happen to find yourself in the world. Hope you're having a great start to the week. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you got outside and were able just to kind of get away and do a bunch of fun stuff. It's good to be back on the charts. We got a setup. We're already triggered into a GJ setup here. A nice little breaker block this run of buy side liquidity, displacement through, fair value gap, 50% of the run down. So anyway, we're in this trade. We're aiming for the sell side liquidity underneath these lows here. This is my break-even point here that you have set on the chart. And then these lows here would be our TP. You can see we've taken out multiple instances of buy side liquidity here. Quick stab up, and then we've had displacement down. So we just retraced back into this fair value gap over the last hour, right up into this order block. And now we should get the continuation down through this level back into this sell side liquidity area here. Here it is on the 4-hour chart, run of liquidity, 1 hour run of liquidity, 30-minute, the multiple runs of liquidity. Nice, smooth, relative equal lows right under here, which is where I think it is going to want to reach into at least. Hopefully we can get to break even, but I think it's going to want to take out this last hourly low here into these relative equal lows here. So we'll see how it plays out. But that trade is live. It's active. It is in the market. And we're just slightly into profits right now. So we'll see how it goes. Just monitor it here over the course of the stream this morning. But shout out to our stream sponsors, Bespoke Funding Program. They sponsor our stream. They allow us to give away accounts here every single week. They're the best in the business, in my opinion, as far as Forex prop firms go. I highly recommend that you check them out. You can get the discount code Venator will get you 15% off and an 85% lifetime profit split. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. It does support the stream. Everything we do here is for free. Here just to kind of help struggling traders figure out what it takes to sit down at the charts every day and become a funded trader and getting those payouts, stacking accounts, and so forth. So we had a 10K account. We got it funded. We bought another 10K account. We got a payout. We purchased a 100K account, and then we, over 3 months after we purchased that 100K account, we were in drawdown. We held on to it for over 3 months, and then we finally could not pull it out and hit drawdown. And now here we are back with another brand new 10K account. We've already passed phase 1. We started phase 2 last week. We did take a loss on Friday, which I'm pretty upset about after I went back and reviewed it. I should never have taken that trade. It was one of those, and I even said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not going to take a trade today. I should just get off the charts. It's just going to consolidate. It's going to chop. I'm going to talk myself into taking one. And then I sure enough did. And that's the way that emotions can just wreck with you and mess with you, and the way that your head can convince you of things that aren't there. And I'm still susceptible to it. Every professional trader is still susceptible to it. I should never have taken that trade on Friday. It was just not a good setup. So live and learn. We took the loss. It wasn't the cleanest trade. And I regret it. I mean, I can't tell you anything else about it. I'm not pissed off about it. I'm upset that I didn't follow through with executing the plan the way that I typically do when I'm trading. That's the part that's probably most frustrating to me about it. But, it is what it is. I mean, this is part of the game. You're going to take losses. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to break your rules. as long as you don't, as long as that's not like a daily occurrence, that it just happens occasionally because you're human, you're going to be fine. You're going to manage your risk. Your risk reward ratio is going to pull you out of drawdown. It's going to get you back in the game. It's going to keep you in the game. And that's kind of how you should approach anytime you make mistakes. Just chalk it up to a learning experience. Every loss is a lesson. You take your lesson, you learn your lesson, and you keep going and you keep moving forward. And so that's what we were doing. That's what we should have done Friday. That's what we are doing Friday. And that's what we're doing here today. We're just back in the saddle. And we're watching candle spread. So here we are in a GJ trade. Let me just jump through real quick on some of our different pairs. Dollar, again, last week's trading was massive consolidation. We had, if you jump up to the weekly time frame, you can see last week's candle just traded inside the previous week's candle. We had just very little. There was no expansion. There was from last week's candle. It just traded all inside. Currently still inside last week's candle. And say for euro dollar. Last week's candle traded inside, slightly bullish week, but compared to last week, the prior week's move, we never took out its high or low. We still haven't taken out last week's high on today's candle. We got pretty close, but we pulled back away. It wouldn't surprise me if we jump up a little bit. We'll have to see how today's candle closes. Yeah, we'll just have to watch and wait. Pound dollar did take out the previous week low, ended up being slightly bullish, and currently we're just right in the middle of the range there. Moving sideways, several days of just moving sideways, engineering liquidity, high buy side, you got a fair value gap up here, you've got some relative equal lows now down here, you still have this monthly fair value gap below us. And we'll just need to wait and see how the pound reacts. You have nice, clean, relative equal lows down here right now. Get rid of that. Coming back up into this fair value gap, we took out buy-side liquidity. We have displaced back through. It's coming back up into rebalance this large move here. So we'll see what pound wants to do today. If it wants to continue to climb higher, or if it's going to rebalance and drop lower into these relative equal lows. So we'll see about that. Let's see. GJ, we're already in. We already done analysis on GJ there. GA has respected this upper fair value gap 1, 2, 3 weeks now. So we'll see how this plays out. If it wants to come back down, if it could close below this volume imbalance, then I think you're going to head lower here. But to be determined there. Not super clean. We haven't had any displacement closures into this fair value gap yet. We're just wicking up into it, and we keep pulling down, wicking up, pulling down, wicking up, pulling down. So I don't have a super clean vibe on where where GA might want to go here. Nice clean trend line here for sell side activity to be tapped into. Liquidity, not activity, liquidity. It's a pretty steep trend line too on that 4 hour. It wouldn't surprise me if you get a little bit of a pullback here on GA. Dollar yen, look at how choppy this is. Not a good pair to trade. NAS tanked all week last week. Wouldn't surprise me if we see some lower prices as we head down into this weekly fair value gap, which is around 50% of this prior move up into the OTE. So this fair value gap gets you back into a discount of this big impulse leg up right here. And it gets you into that OTE area. So I think you could see NAS drop down into there. If it wants to run higher, we'll see how it responds once it reaches those lows into there. So you could be trading NAS, US 30, S&P 500 lower into those areas. It has taken out some relative equal lows right here. You have some fair value gaps. Perhaps you get a high of the week up in here and then it drops, or it could just take off, fall off a cliff, run down into this old fair value gap. So we'll watch and wait and see. Any Judas swings you get to the buy side, like these relative equal highs, any stab up into that and then displacement away could be opportunities for you to sell NAS. All right. Let's jump over into the chat and say good morning to a few people. See who is popping in. Alpha Bridge, Beeswax, Mr. Rajas. What's going on? Ansab, afternoon. Good evening, guys, and welcome into the stream. Glad you guys are here. Thanks for being a part of it. You guys being active in the stream is really what helps the stream be as good as it is and helps other people find value in it as well. So I appreciate your activity over there in the chat. If you're just watching and checking it out, not hopping in the chat, that's perfectly fine too. Glad you're here as well. Anybody do anything fun this weekend? That's kind of important. I know Alpha Bridge is over in Rome. If you're in the Discord, you may have seen some of Mr. Alfie's pictures from his trip to Rome. Took his son, his birthday, and they're taking a little family trip. So that was pretty cool. It's nice to see them over there having a good time. What did I do? Let's see. We had a scare. We kind of had a scare with one of our dogs this weekend. One of our golden doodles, Maggie, the big white one. She's huge. She's like 100 and something pounds, 108 pounds or something. She's a big girl, and she's 8 years old, and she had a seizure. Like, we're not even sure why, what, when, where. My wife was home, I was not, and she called me hysterical. So I had to run home real quick, and she said she just tried to stand up. Her head started flopping around, lost all coordination, legs flopping around, fell over on her side, kind of started shaking. And it didn't last long, maybe about a minute, and then it stopped, and she's been fine ever since. Vets said that if it lasts more than 3 minutes to bring her in, but that as they age, sometimes this happens. She's been in perfect health really her whole life. She hasn't had any issues with it. So not really sure what was going on with that or why that happened, but it did. And so that was kind of scary. I feel more bad for my wife because she was here by herself when it happened. And I mean, she's a big dog. And I think anytime you see somebody having a seizure, it can kind of freak you out a little bit. So it was a little bit scary for her, and she didn't really know what to do and, all that kind of stuff. And so, we've just been keeping an eye on her, making her rest and take it easy and chill out. And she's been fine ever since, like perfectly normal, acting just like her very happy, normal self, eating, drinking, wanting to play fetch. It was really, really weird. And, so that was probably the highlight of my weekend, and not even a highlight, just kind of something that happened. We didn't really do much else besides that. We've just been chilling. Of course, went to church yesterday, worked there every Sunday. Yes, on sub, I'm in the GJ trade. It is currently in drawdown right now. Oh wow, that's crazy. I'm sure your wife she was not doing well. But thank you. The dog does seem to be doing okay right now. What's up, Brett Ezekiel? Welcome in, man. Welcome in, my friend. Glad you're here. I think it's just par for the course that we start every phase in either 2% or 4% drawdown. Single every single phase we start in drawdown. I worked and went to church and spent time with my soon-to-be in-laws. Busy weekend. Soon-to-be in-laws. Cool, man. When's the wedding? What's up, LOL? Loyalty family. Looking on EJ, it shows high probability the GJ was supposed to be a buy. I don't look at cross-correlated pairs like that. I just trade what I see. So if it's a loss, it's a loss. If fits the criteria, checks off the boxes. Yes, sir. April. Cool, man. You got what is that? 6 months? Something like that? 6 more months. That's cool, my friend. Congratulations. What's up, Keystone? Welcome in, man. I am in a trade. I am in a GJ short right now, and it's about to get slapped. Was anticipating this breaker, fair value gap, and order block to hold, and instead it's just going to get trashed. It's running for those highs pretty aggressively now. I'm doing good, Keystone. Thanks for asking, man. What do you think about on EU trade? I'm in it. It's a short. I would not be short EU right now. I don't know that I would be in anything dollar or euro dollar. It's just I want to see some more evidence of what it wants to do. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a weaker dollar and a stronger euro here at the beginning of the week, but we'll see. We'll see. What's up, Lee? Welcome in, man. If anything on Euro, you might have had a buy off of this breaker right here. You had these up close candles that ran this liquidity, and then you had displacement away. And this was the pullback into this breaker right here, into this fair value gap. And that buy, you could target those highs up there potentially. So that makes more sense to me than anything else. But pound is on a heater right now. And looks like we're going to start the week with another loss. which is fine. I as you know, Venator likes to dig himself out of a hole. Venator is a drawdown trader. Trades out of drawdown, passes challenges. But I do have, no matter what happens today, I have my teakwood and oak Leo bin candle to keep me happy and content, even in the losses, even in the pain, even in the drawdown. Everything smells amazing, and when everything smells good, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what happens to your trade. I've been thinking about doing a trade, a challenge where the strategy is literally a coin flip, where we take a coin and we flip it, and heads we go long and tails we go short, and we aim for like 1-1 or even 1-2. And like, I don't even know what it is. Like, you just pick a pair like euro dollar and just say 10 pip stop loss and 20 pip TP. And we're going to go long or short at the New York Open or something like that. And then just see how many times, how well that challenge would do. And we're about to get crunk here just to start the stream. Teakwood, I bet that smells incredible. It is so good, man. This teakwood and oak candle is, God, it smells so good. Well, the true breaker is right here. This is the last down close candle before you run buy side, and then you have displacement through. That's why my entry's right here on this breaker, and the stop loss is placed above the candle that created the fair value gap, which is completely in line with the system that I use. Or two accounts, one has buy only and the other sells only. So that's kind of frowned on. You're going to get probably banned from prop firms if you do hedged accounts. They're not going to allow you to do that. I guess I can take this alert off. It's not going to get hit. I guess we can go ahead and, we haven't taken the loss, but I can go ahead and update this because this is about to get hit. And we'll be 4%. Fair enough. Eurotrader does that. His Telegram and majority are also on the losing side. I'm not sure what that, Eurotrader does that. Oh, the coin flip. The teakwood and oak red Ezekiel. There it is. Teakwood and oak. And this one is made by the Leo Bin Candle Company, which they do have a store on Amazon. The Leo Bin Candle Company store on Amazon. So you can go and actually buy that candle. Let's see, this is going to be, let's see, 193. So we're going to be right at 4% when we take this loss here. Yeah, you can't hedge against accounts. Now, you might be able to hedge against firms. I don't know. A lot of the firms talk to each other and they're compare notes with traders and stuff. So I don't know how that would work. Like if you had a 10K with one firm and a 10K with another firm and you were just hedged against all of that, then maybe maybe you could get away with it. But to me, it's just exploiting a loophole, and they're gonna get banned from that at some point. Let's see what we got. Some new. What news do we have this week? We've got nothing today, really. Nothing big on the economic calendar today. Tomorrow, you've got pound claimant count change. You've got the French flash manufacturing PI, the German manufacturing PMI, the pound manufacturing PMI. So we're going to get a lot of movement, I think, in euro and pound in the morning, tomorrow morning. You also have the dollar manufacturing PMI. So all of the PMI stuff comes out for manufacturing numbers tomorrow. Tuesday, you got a lot of red folder news. Could get some good movement there. Wednesday, let's see. Not a lot on Wednesday. Powell speaks in the afternoon. Thursday, the main refinancing rate for euro, and you have unemployment claims and GDP for the dollar. And then Friday, core price index. So tomorrow's probably the heaviest news day we have. Get ready to update my new account. This is going to be around just under 6, I think. What's up, Saeem? Welcome in, man. Moses Karanja, welcome in. How about dollar CAD? I haven't looked at dollar CAD. We can pull it up. Kind of choppy here on the you run buy side, you run a little sell side, you run buy side again. I don't have any. I don't see anything super clear here. I just see some manipulation, accumulation, and we're just kind of chopping around. Nothing super clean. Nothing super clean. New 30-minute candle's about to open here. And then I suspect we're probably going to get tapped out. What's up, Buffett? Welcome in, man. I think one of the things you have to one of the things I've learned over the course of getting past some of the emotional distress is that you can't fear taking a trade. Like there's no trades that I fear taking anymore. And we're about to get tapped there. So close. Anyway, what I was saying is you can't be afraid to take a trade. If you're afraid to take a trade and you don't take your setup that you see it, you're dulling your edge in the market. If you have an edge, if your strategy has an edge, every time you see your setup, you have to take it. That's where statistics and probabilities play out. And every time that you see your setup and you don't take it because of you're afraid, or the last trade you took was a loss, or the last two trades you took were losses, or whatever, you're hurting yourself and you're dulling your edge in the market. You have to take every setup that you see. And if it's causing you pain, you probably have too much on the line. You probably have too large of a lot size or something that is creating this angst in you to keep you out of taking your A plus setups. When you see your A plus setup, you have to take it every time, regardless of what happened on the last trade, the last 5 trades, the last 10 trades. You have to take your setup every time you see it. And if there's one that fits your system and checks off all the boxes, take it. The thing that's probably hurting you, like I said, is just this whatever lot size you're using, or whatever drawdown you're about to violate, or whatever it is. That's what's keeping you from taking those trades. And you want certainty in the market, and when you can't get the certainty, you just kind of freak out and you stop taking the trades. And there it is. We just took the L right there. It did close out on Think Markets, even though it didn't close out on ACAP. And so we're at 582.94. So what the heck? There is let me copy that. I'll put this in Discord. So whatever it is that you're fearing, there's really nothing to be afraid of. Whatever you're doing, if you're taking losses, then you should be using that to learn about yourself, learn about your emotional state, learn about your analysis. Was your analysis off? Learn about your system. It's just more data. Wins and losses are just data points. You're going to lose. You're never going to have certainty in this marketplace. Not ever. Not one day are you ever going to have certainty. The only certainty that you have is that you're going to lose. You're going to lose at some point. And trading is all about making more when you win than you do when you lose. So if you can consistently at a decent win rate, and when I say decent win rate, if you're going for 1 to 2, all you need is a 34% win rate to be profitable. 33% win rate on 1 to 2 is break even. 1 out of 3 trades winning basically at 1 to 2 is break even. That's not terribly difficult to achieve just to maintain break even. And that's why I love 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. It's really beautiful, and it allows you to just grab that low hanging fruit and move on with your day. And take a loss, you take a loss. It's not the end of the world. It's okay. It's okay. I've taken 2 losses in a row, 2 days in a row. I don't know if we'll trade tomorrow. Tomorrow's got a lot of red folder news. I'll be on the stream, of course. I don't know if I'll trade tomorrow, but the next A plus setup I see, I'm going to take it. I don't care that I just lost 2 trades in a row. I don't care. I'm going to take the next A plus setup that I see, not today. I've taken my loss for the day. The rules say I can't take any more trades today, so I'll follow the rules. And tomorrow we'll be back. We'll watch. If we see an A plus setup after all the news hits, we'll take it. If not, we'll wait till Wednesday. And if we see an A plus setup, then we'll take it. And if we win, we're back to break even. And these 2 losses mean absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So this is why you can't let one decision, one trading decision, whatever, you can't let it eat your lunch. You can't let it affect your mental makeup, wherein you go on tilt, you go on revenge trading, you break your rules, you go back in, you're like, well, I'll just buy this. It just took me out, so it's obviously going to keep going up or whatever. Like you've got to stay in control emotionally. You have to stay in control. All right, so took the loss on GJ. Fun way to start the week. Solo Broken, what's up, man? Welcome in. Hey, what's up? Having a bad morning? Not a bad morning. Took a loss, but that's not a bad morning. That's just data. That's all it is. There's nothing here that makes me have a bad morning. My morning's great every morning, whether I'm in a trade, winning a trade, losing a trade, I don't care. I just trade. I trade my system over and over and over and over and over again. Philip says fear comes from either high lot size or you do not have confidence in your own system win-loss. That's true. You just don't have enough data. You haven't traded in a live account enough. You haven't seen it play out over time enough. You don't have 100 trades in the live market, which is what I recommend that you to have in your sample size. My current sample size is just above 50% win rate over the last 100 trades. Just above 50%. It was at 57%. And then for those last 3 months, we took more losses than we did wins, and it's knocked it back down to over the last 100 trades to just above 50%. So for the year, we're still well above the 50% win rate. And we've had we've had massive winning months, and we've had a few small losing months. And here we are back again, trying to pass another challenge and get funded. We're in phase 2. To pass phase 1, we were in 4% drawdown, and we cleared out the drawdown and then made an additional 8%. So that's 12% that we made to pass phase 1. And we did that in about a week and a half. And that's the beauty of this system, is that just a couple of winners in a row can wipe out these losses so rapidly. For me, fear of being wrong because of the uncertainty. Yeah, I mean, I get that. We're all looking for certainty. That's why we're so hesitant to push the button. It's because we're just not certain a trade's going to work out. Well, you're never going to be certain a trade's going to work out. Once you enter a trade, you're at the market's mercy. You have no control anymore. The only control you have after you're in a trade is where do you move to break even? That's it. That's the only control you have. The market will do what the market is going to do, and it's never wrong, and it's not against me. It's not for me. It doesn't even know I existed. These trades are not live trades. This is a demo account. It's all simulated. It's paper trading. That's it. It's just paper trading. That's all we're doing, paper trading. It's just live forward testing in a simulated market. That's it. That's all it is. So that's why I'm not scared to take a trade, is because this isn't real money in this account. This is a demo account. And This is just more data for me to collect and to mark down and understand what's going on and why it's going on, and try to get a better grasp of where my technical analysis could have been cleaner. So besides that, you're never going to have certainty. You just have to see your setup, execute the trade, and then let it play out. And if you go on a 4-loss losing streak, it's going to happen. You're going to lose 4 in a row. Your system may be as high as 6 or 8 in a row. I don't know what your system is, but it could be that high. I know some guys who their losing streaks are in that 6 to 8 range. They know that their system will produce a losing streak of 6 to 8 trades in a row over the course of 100 trades, once or twice. And they adjust their risk in light of what their max losing streak could be, so that if they hit one of their max losing streaks, they're okay. And that's the same thing I do here. My max losing streak has been 4 in a row. On this specific strategy, the max I've lost over 100 trades is 4 in a row. Now, statistically, I guess it could be higher than that, but it hasn't been over the last 160 trades. The max losing streak is still 4 in a row. So I adjust my risk based on that losing streak. So if I lose 4 in a row, I'm only 8% in drawdown. I still have not violated my drawdown. I can reduce my risk and still have a couple of chances to get back to recover some of that drawdown before I can then return to my original risk and try to get completely out of drawdown. I have 7 USD. Sorry to hear that. I had dollar signs in my eyes when I first started, but have been humbled since. Despite this, I feel it is cheating because I'm not providing a good or service. Sounds odd to say it out loud. I believe that is thinking coming from what I was told growing up. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and work my way up the ladder. Yeah, I get that. You're not like selling a specific product. You're not selling a service. It doesn't fit with the overall cultural view of how you're supposed to be making money. And it's kind of a foreign concept to most people. But it is a viable career, and it's a skill that once you learn, no one can take it from you. It's a skill that once you master and you can become disciplined in, that you can create enormous amounts of income. There's really unlimited income potential there for you. So it's all up to you. The market is not keeping you from being profitable. We are keeping ourselves from being profitable as traders. We self-harm and self-damage, and we handicap ourselves in this whole process. Oh, goodness. I can tell you one of the things that really helped me just learn patience and learn discipline was only allowing myself to take 1 trade per day. I didn't have to take a trade, but if I was going to take a trade, I could only take 1 trade per day. If you'll do that for 30 days or 2 months, whatever, but an extended amount of time, number one, you're going to really and actually hold yourself accountable and make yourself do it. You're going to find that, number one, you're going to prove to yourself that you can have the discipline it takes to follow rules. So that's important. is you've got to be able to prove to yourself that you can follow rules. You can follow a plan. And that's a big part of why a lot of people fail, is because they just cannot. Because there's no one sitting here next to you keeping you from breaking rules. It's all about personal integrity. It's all about the ability for you, the character that you have, to be a disciplined trader and follow the rules. And there's no boss here like you have at a job to tell you to get up and work, or to stop fooling around, or to stop breaking the rules that the company has in place, or whatever it is. There's no one here to do that but yourself. And if you don't have the discipline to follow through on rules that you create for you to become profitable, you're never going to become profitable. Not ever. Not once. You've got to be able to prove to yourself that you can follow your own rules. So do it for 30 days. Tell yourself you can take one trade a day. One trade. You're going to sit here and you're going to wait, and you're going to look for the best setup to form. And maybe you limit yourself to 2 pairs or 3 pairs or whatever it is, 1 pair. And you're like, I'm only trading this pair. I get 1 trade today. If there's a setup, I'm going to take it. And if it wins, loses, it doesn't matter. That's the only trade I get today. So I'm going to make sure I'm super picky, that I am absolutely certain it has checked off all the boxes, that there's no news event that I'm ignoring, all of the things. I'm going to get 1 trade today. That's it. And then you do that every day, Monday through Friday, and then you do that the next week and the next week. And then at the end of the month, I promise you, you're going, no matter what the results of that look like on your account, no matter what the profit and loss is, no matter what your win rate is, no matter what your risk reward ratio is, I promise you, just the fact that you followed your rules, that you followed your system, that you did exactly what you wanted to see happen, and that you stuck to the plan, that right there is going to boost your confidence so high. You're going to feel so good about yourself, I guess is what I'm going to say. It's more that whole month is really just about self-confidence, that you can follow a plan, that you didn't break a rule, you didn't revenge trade, you didn't go on tilt, you executed 1 trade per day. That's it. 1 trade per day. So the max trades you could have that month is 20, but you don't have to trade every day. Maybe your setup wasn't there. So maybe you only took 10 trades. Maybe you only took a trade every other day, because that's where your setups came. Either way, do it for 1 month. And I promise you, at the end of the month, you're going to understand that you can keep promises to yourself. You're going to prove to yourself that you do have the mental fortitude and the capacity to stick to a plan and be mature and grow up and act like a professional. And just the fact that you did that for a month, you can now it's like, oh, I can do that for another month. I can see now that I can keep doing this. Your challenge may not be passed. Your payout may not have been there. Your profit and loss may not be exactly where you want it to be at the end of that month, but that's not the point. The point is, you have to prove to yourself that you can stick to this plan. So many people out there just keep breaking the rules. They keep breaking promises that they make to themselves over and over and over and over. And they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe they can do this. They see the profits that other people make and they're like, why can't I do it? But in the back of their head, they know why they can't do it. They know that they can't keep promises to themselves. They can't be disciplined enough to follow the rules that they've already set down in place. They know that they're not strong enough mentally and emotionally to do this job, but they keep trying. They think they're going to get lucky. They think they're going to hit that. They're going to win that scratch off lottery ticket. They're going to pull the slot on one challenge and they're going to get funded and then everything's going to be okay. Well, listen to me. Just because you get funded doesn't mean you're ready to go. Just because you can pass a challenge and get funded does not mean you're now a profitable trader. A lot of traders out there can pass a challenge and then they never reach payout. The consistency it takes to do this over the course of a long term and reach a payout, it's a big freaking deal. It takes a lot of consistency. And to have that kind of consistency, you have to be able to show up every day and execute at this level every single day. I know we come in here, we have a good time with each other. There's inside jokes, we're cracking, we're talking smack, we're picking on each other, whatever. But at the end of the day, when it comes to trading, it's completely about, can you execute your system from beginning to end without flaw every single day you sit down the charts. And when you see your setup, don't hesitate, take the trade. That's really what it comes down to. Oh man, I got the yawns today. Mondays are typically short streams. I don't know. We'll probably stay on for another good 30 minutes or so. We'll see what comes up. Let's see what kind of analysis we can do. It does look like the dollar is going to show some weakness here. This inverted daily fair value gap, this orange box right here, has been holding price up for all week last week. We were unable to make a new higher high. Yeah, it's just moving sideways. But it wouldn't surprise me if we see a little bit of a weaker dollar here. You did have a classic OTE entry here. Optimal trade entry. The high of the London session to the low before the New York session begins, and then you get a pullback up into the London move, and then it continues back in the direction of the London move here. That's for dollar. If you look at euro dollar, this is the London low to the pre-market New York high. It didn't quite get to the OTE. It did pull back into this fair value gap. It did get into this fair value gap into a discount and then began to move higher. So what's up, GFX? Welcome in, man. Hope you got that account all situated. Solo Broken says, tell me the best strategy trading. There is no best trading strategy. It's the one that you're most confident in executing over a long term. I don't care if it's support and resistance. I don't care if it's supply and demand. I don't care if it's Wyckoff, smart money concepts, ICT, trend lines, fair value gaps. I don't care what the trading strategy is. There is no best trading strategy. There's only the best trader. In the end, it does not come down to the strategy. It comes down to the trader executing the strategy. So there is no best trading strategy. You're more than happy to go, or more than welcome to go to my YouTube channel. And there is the strategy that I use on this $10K to $2 million funding challenge. There is a strategy there where I lay out step by step all the way through how to trade the breaker block, my breaker block strategy off of ICT's concepts of breaker blocks. So if you want to learn how I trade this strategy, you can go watch that on my YouTube channel. But there is no best strategy. You've got to, if you're still looking for a strategy to trade, then you probably don't need to be buying a challenge and using your money to instead educate yourself and back test, forward test, live test before you're ready to. You need to know your strategy inside and out, and you need to get 100 live trades to get enough data to know what kind of trader you are. Number one, those 100 trades should be as perfectly executed as you can get. Because if you're breaking rules and you're taking trades that aren't part of your strategy, you can't count those towards your 100 trades. You need 100 trades of well executed trades. Other than that, you're just gambling. I'm still in the process. Oh, they haven't gotten you the account details yet? What's the holdup? Oh. Sorry, I'm doing a little cleanup here on my desk for a minute. My wife came in and put a bunch of stuff in here, and I need to get it out of the way. There we go. Man, I haven't seen Cisco, haven't seen John. I haven't seen Corey in here yet today. Kind of a slow, dead Monday. John, always here. There he is. Just being quiet. Today was a dead day, hated the price action. Just got to say my name, kind of like Beetlejuice. You taking that Top Step account, John? Have you started that? Did you get one? Beetle Jones. got it but haven't started it yet. I'm glad you got an account, man. I'm glad you're trying that out. What size account is it? A 50K? Yeah. That's the one I was looking at to do. I've never traded the futures, so I haven't pulled the trigger yet on it. I don't want to manage a bunch of different accounts at the same time. I'm ready for some clean price action. That's what I'm kind of ready for. I'm ready to see some trending moves. And right now we are not trending moves. We're just in some consolidation, slow grind. Like, this is gross DXY, GJ. It's all just not wanting to move anywhere right now. Just a lot of sideways consolidation. Why are you thinking of switching to futures, Mohammed Saeem? Why is that? I'd be interested to know. Is it just because you've seen other people do it, or what's the reasoning behind thinking about switching? I would not just change and drop Forex. I might add it. I might add it to just another thing I do, but I wouldn't just drop Forex altogether. Oh gosh, I cannot stop yawning today. My model was based on futures, but because of the spreads, I had to move with Forex. I see. GJ moving back down into this fair value gap right there. Be interesting to see if it can close below that fair value gap if you get some movement down to where my intended target was going to be. I still think these relative equal lows want to get tapped, and it would be frustrating to see it run one more liquidity grab before it did that. Could just chop here. Doesn't really know where it wants to go. Consolidation, manipulation, buy side manipulation, back inside the range, manipulation, up, manipulation, back inside the range. It's just nothing really clean there. John says, I had a very interesting and thought-provoking church service sermon on Sunday. The pastor finished up a series on 1 Corinthians with a lesson on who Christians should seek and submit to as mentors. Interesting. Are you here to say goodbye, John? Is this your way of breaking up? It's not you, it's me. Wow, look at GJ. Rough, man. There's always 2 Corinthians. The "it's not you, it's me" statement, it should be backwards. It's you, it's not me. Someone's got to change. Man, the Corinthian church was a messed up church for sure. They had a lot of just, well, most of them were coming out of a very pagan city and pagan culture. And they were just trying to still bring in a lot of their old practices of what they would do in the pagan temples. They're like, oh, well, we love Jesus now. We can just keep doing all the same things. It's messed up. All my ex-girlfriend always told me that. It's you, it's not me. It's you. There's a big problem in this relationship. It's you. Look at price respect and that nice little fair value gap right there. Inverted fair value gaps holding up. So inverted fair value gaps, remember, are basically price delivery rates that are violated. So order block, breaker blocks, fair value gaps. This fair value gap right here, once it was violated and traded through, when price comes back down to test it, you would enter and you could take that as an inverted fair value gap. I need to get back and do some more work on my back testing strategy. I haven't, since we moved last week, I haven't spent any more time back testing on the inverted fair value gap strategy. All right, let's see. It's almost 7:15. It's Monday. Not a whole lot to see or do today. Price is just chopping around inside of the London range here. No real clear direction on anything that I see. So we'll probably call it a stream. John's already checking out. Not a great start to the week from a trading perspective, but good start to the week on the stream. Thank you guys for being in here today. Cue exit music. Roll the credits. Scroll the credits. Either way, they both work. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. New York time. We'll be watching and waiting. We've gotten red folder news events during the London session and the New York session, so please be cautious tomorrow morning. Don't be rushing in to try to find a trade. There's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets as those news events come out. So you guys stay safe the rest of your day. Enjoy it. Don't stare at the charts all day long. Get some rest, and we'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, October 24th, 7 a.m. on the live stream. I'll be over on Discord and Twitter today, too, so if you need me, hit me up there. But you guys stay safe. Happy hunting. I didn't say goodbye yet. I stopped reading them once I say adios. All right, y'all. Y'all stay safe. We'll catch you tomorrow. Adios.